Power Rangers, known for its colorful suits, giant robots, and over-the-top everything. Besides Mighty Morphin, every season brings a new team, new suits, new Zords. Each season looking different from what came before it. Power Rangers has reused certain themes. These themes that they use being the basis for the designs of the suits and the Zords, connecting the two, making everything each team of Rangers use feel connected. So let's take a look at the different motifs that Power Rangers has used over the years. Firstly, let's take a look at the motif that started off the franchise and is probably what it's best known for. Dinosaurs. Wanting to appeal to kids, why not pick dinosaurs to help draw them in? Which is exactly what Saban did when he picked Zyuranger to adapt for an American audience to create the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Using the power of Tyrannosaurus, Pterodactyl, Mastodon, Triceratops, and Saber-toothed Tiger, our heroes morph in to the Rangers we know and love and pilot the corresponding Zords. Now, are all of these animals listed before dinosaurs? No. Does that stop them from being called that in the show? Also no. Now, while after the first season, the show no longer had the Dino Zords, they still wore the Dino-inspired suits in the second and third season. Now, this isn't the only season to use the Dino theme. 11 years after Mighty Morphin, we got Power Rangers Dino Thunder, and we got Tyranno, Tricera, Terra, Drago, and Brachio Rangers. And this is Dino theming at its best. In my personal opinion, this is the best season of Power Rangers aesthetically ever. Amazing Zords, and in my opinion, by far the best suits, especially the single best suit Power Rangers have ever seen in the White Dino Ranger. This season has a pack of dinosaurs that I think represent the dinosaurs used better than any other version of them in the show's history. And the suits have the best visors, scales on the suits overall, just causing them to look more like the dinosaurs they represent. Their weapons also look like the dinosaurs, unlike most other seasons, and super dino mode. Oh yeah, each Ranger having its dinosaur represented in its morpher, and even the auxiliary Zords appear on the morphers. I don't know if this season will ever be topped in my mind. Again, just visually. Then, another 11 years go by, and in 2015, we got Dino Charge. This season allows the most dinosaurs to be represented with a Ranger, as this team has a comical 10 Rangers suiting up in the Super Season. We got Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Parasaur, Stegosaurus, Velociraptor, Pterodactyl, Ankylosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Plesiosaurus, and Titanosaurus. This season even has the dinosaur head act as a gun morpher. This season having an insane number of dinosaurs to keep up with the number of Rangers. This season being the first to show the source of the power bond to dinosaurs themselves. Some of the best helmets, each one doing a great job of representing its corresponding dinosaur. Now this time we won't have to wait 11 years, only 6, as in 2011 we got Dino Fury, a dinosaur night-themed season, giving us the most unique spin on the dinosaur theme, giving us Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Ankylosaurus, Stegosaurus, and another saber-toothed tiger pretending to be a dinosaur. Due to the night theming, the suits for this one are less dinosaur than some of the other seasons. We get cool dino heads by having the morphers eat the keys, which I think is cool. Then the dinosaurs in this season are the most unique ones, especially in toy form, as we see this season incorporating a more Lego style for them. And while Cosmic Fury still has the helmets, they changed the Zords around, so I'll talk about that season later. So that's it for all the dinosaur-themed seasons of Power Rangers. But there's also the movie, but I want to just talk about the shows. But here's that at least getting mentioned. But how do you think the dino theme has been used in Power Rangers? I think it's the most consistent motif that Power Rangers has. It always visually looks great, and when it comes to the overall quality of the seasons, dino seasons never miss. Mighty Morphin is good enough to kick off this whole franchise. Dino Thunder is what got me into the show and might be my personal favorite season. What's the worst dino season? Dino Charge? Dino Fury? Yeah, the dinosaur motif is the greatest one in all of Power Rangers. And if we ever get another Power Rangers movie, I will expect and probably even hope for a dinosaur theme. I know some of the fandom is tired of the dino theme, but I just trust the dino motif to always deliver. So if we're starting anew, we need to start off on the right foot. And now, while some fans complain about there being too many dinosaur seasons, it's not the most used motif. That has to be animals. The third season of Mighty Morphin, as well as its movie, have animals as the main theme, with ape, frog, wolf, bear, and crane for the main 5, and then the falcon for Tommy. And it's the first season to use animals as the Zord inspiration, and it might have the most unique Zords. I think wolf and bear are the only ones we see get reused later. Frog, yeah, that's a one-time thing. The animals replace the old dino coins, but the suits still have the same dino motif from earlier. The first season to fully embrace the animal aesthetic was Lost Galaxy, with some Charlie Brown in it that I love. We get the lion, condor, gorilla, wolf, and wildcat for the main 5, with a bull for the Magna Defender in the form of the Toro Zord. We finally get to see helmets with animal designs, and I love this season's helmets. Also, I think this is the first season that the Zords are explicitly alive. There's probably some debate or theory on earlier Zords, but this season is confirmed sentience, making this first true animal-based season have truly animal Zords. But if you want living Zords taken to the extreme, boy, are you going to love the next fully animal season with Wild Force, where we get a lion, eagle, a shark, bison, and a tiger for our main 5, with a lone wolf joining the team later. And I haven't mentioned every auxiliary Zord, but I will be mentioning them here, because there's a lot of great animal representation. With this season having a giraffe, which is awesome, as well as an armadillo of all things, which is super cool. Also an elephant, hammerhead shark, alligator, falcon, rhino, gorilla, and then a black and polar bear. But back to the actual rangers, they were all guided to being a ranger by a power animal crystal orb thing. One of the cooler gimmicks I think Power Rangers has ever had. Each animal having a corresponding Zord, with the animal having a mini version encased in it. Pretty cool. But you know what's cooler? The single best set of helmets we've ever gotten in Power Rangers. Just look at these things. But the next fully animal season has my favorite animal-themed ranger with the Wolf Ranger, as we also got tiger, jaguar, cheetah, the big cats. A rhino comes in later. We got the Spirit Rangers for elephant, bat, and shark in Power Rangers Jungle Fury, as well as Zords for gorilla, penguin, and antelope. Then I know they aren't rangers, but I'd be remiss not to mention the lion and the chameleon representation that this season gets. Helmets this time around are okay. I like that they have the cat's fur pattern on the helmets, at least for 2 out of 3 of them. This season, having the animals shown as the animal spirits of the Rangers. Spirit animals also being the basis for my favorite all-time movie. Makes sense why this is like a top 3 season for me. Each Ranger being able to release the spirit to morph, have a strong attack, and even become their Zords. And now finally, the final season to solely be based on animals is Beast Morphers, giving us the cheetah, gorilla, and jackrabbit for our main 3, and then the scarab and mantis for the other 2, although mantis is clearly another beetle. This season also shows our main trio being infused with animal DNA, giving them fun benefits like cheetah speed, gorilla strength, and jackrabbit hops, but then also some drawbacks. Freezing at the sight of dogs, overheating, and an insatiable appetite for carrots. We also get cool robots based on each of the 3 animals. And then I'm going to acknowledge Cosmic Fury real quick here, since it's just the Zords with the animal theming. They kept the dino helmets, but got new Zords: the lion, scorpion, wolf, bull, cobra, chameleon, eagle, shark, and grizzly. Now those 2, the animal and dinosaurs, are the most used motifs. And I'm not quite done with animal yet, for reasons I'll get into later. But now for the mythical creature motif, firstly seen in Season 2 of Mighty Morphin, which still has the dino suits. Before the Zords, we get the lion. Okay, this one's not really mythical, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be an Imperial Guardian lion, and that just was lost in translation, as well as the other Zords being lost in translation. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to get into those. But we have the Griffin, the Unicorn, the Firebird, and then an Ancient Warrior and Dragon Zord combo. And there's also a White Tiger Zord. Again, that one's not really mythical, but we keep moving. But this season also has a World Turtle-inspired Zord and then like an Evil Dragon Zord. Then the next season to use the mythical creature motif, in my opinion, was Zeo. Now the suits themselves are geometry, with some geometry Zords. But since I never learned how to prove a triangle is a triangle, and therefore not real to me, I'm going to count this. Now, I mean, obviously I'm joking. This season's more of a combined theme season, but since it's the only geometry theme, I didn't include it during the combined theme segment that's coming later. But back to Zeo. The real reason I put this under mythical creatures is this season's main Zords, with the Sphinx, Tauros the Bull, a kind of mythical bull, a Phoenix, and then the Maui, which isn't mythical but could represent something greater that we don't know about. And then finally the Dagu for our main 5. Then there's Auric the Conqueror, Pyramidas, which the pyramids are real, but still connected to ancient Egyptian beliefs. So I'm just going to mention it here. Now, these seasons have kind of been wishy-washy on being mythical creature-based, but this next one, there's no doubt or debate, and that's Mystic Force. Our main 5 rangers are the Phoenix, Minotaur, Pixie, Mermaid, and Garuda, with those last 4 forming a dragon. Then all 5 making kind of a witch-looking Megazord. Then with a Firebird and Lion, they can make a Manticore Megazord. Then there's also a Centaur and a Unicorn represented. Magic Train, I'm counting it. That's the Golden Polar Express. And then just a massive Ice Witch. They all grow big. Why is she the only one that looks the same when they grow? I haven't seen Mystic Force in a while. And I recently started a Disney era rewatch, so it'll take me a second to relearn why that's the case, if they ever explain it. This season also being the only season to have the mythical creatures represented in the suits, with each ranger's creature acting as the shape of the visor on their helmets, which I love. Now that's it for the fully dedicated seasons for the mythical creatures, but since I already mentioned this season, I'll just say it right now. The Cosmic Fury has a purple Dragon Zord, and purple is my favorite color, and I love dragons. I really wanted this Zord when Cosmic Fury came out, but they never made it. Might just have to get the Sentai version. Alright, the next motif I want to discuss is vehicles. Power Rangers is known for its Zords, fighting vehicles, so sometimes they just go full automotive. Now, for some of these other seasons, I named the specific animals, dinos, and mythical creatures. With some exceptions, I'm not going to be naming specific vehicles. First season to go full vehicle was Turbo. Terrible start to this. This season sucked. The suits are cool, though. I mean, not top tier, but they're alright. We've got 2 set of vehicle Zords. Firstly, the Turbo Megazord. Mostly normal cars, but they do have one of my favorite Zord combining sequences. Then it also has the Rescue Megazord, using various public service vehicles to combine into a super destructive robot. But then right after Turbo, they go into space. And while less fully vehicle-based, I still feel this is the best spot to put Power Rangers in space because the Zords for this season are just spaceships, with our heroes acting as the pilots for the main one. When even not in Megazord mode. So it's truly astronaut in space theme. I'll just mention it here in the vehicle section, but I guess that might mean Power Rangers in space has the most unique motif from Power Rangers. But that's all I'll say about our favorite astronaut Rangers. But we just have to wait 2 more years for the next mostly vehicle-based season with Lightspeed Rescue. The suits, not really being vehicle-based, just being more of a service uniform. The Zords are most certainly vehicle-based. We get the Super Train to start, just a beast of a Megazord. Then there's the main Megazord with all the service vehicles, with a fire control mode using 3 of the Zords that doesn't include the fire truck Zord. Interesting choice. But there's also a train, a ship, and warrior mode robot for the Titanium Ranger. And then skipping way later to the only other fully vehicle-based season, we have Operation Overdrive. This season is all about explorations and excavations, so this team is seemingly based on any equipment needed to perform that task. The suits have a pseudo-wheel logo on the chest, and the helmets have lights on them, like mining helmets, but also kind of like cars do. And like I said, this season is all about excavating. So the Zords this season are all heavy-duty equipment or rescue vehicles you'd see help people in excavation sites or lost exploring. Dump truck, a race car, which I can't relate to the rest of the theme, but does work for the overall vehicle theme. Big drone, a bucket loader, a submarine for our main 5. Then the 6th Ranger comes in with a fire truck, ambulance, and police car. The Rangers also get access to a driller, an excavator, a cement truck, a crane, and a fighter jet, forming their secondary Megazord. Then they also have this whole battleship Megazord, kind of losing connection to this season's motif, but rescue missions on sea might work with battleships, so I guess it works. But that's it for the fully vehicle-based seasons. Now, multiple seasons do have tire and wheel-based Zords, so just take that in, I guess. There's also 2 police-based seasons I feel I should mention. First, with Time Force, the super future-based police force that gives us the Time Force Rangers with aero suits, but they all stay badged up. They probably have the weakest themed main Zord with these pods. I didn't mention it in the Dino section, but with the 6th Ranger, they also have the T-Rex inspired Q-Rex, which is sick. Eric, once again, just mogs the Time Force Rangers. The other police theme season is SPD. It's 2025 right now. This is no longer a future-based police season, just normal sci-fi. The helmets here have sirens. They have a SWAT mode upgrade. The Morpher itself acts as judge, jury, and jailer. Now they have some police-themed Zords, including having handcuffs. But the craziest one is just the whole police station joining in on the fight. Absolutely insane. Oh yeah, and the SWAT mode mentioned earlier comes with SWAT Zords. One of the lesser used motifs in the series, but I still think it's solid. Now, Power Rangers is kind of based on people being able to fight, use weapons, and is based on a Japanese show. So naturally, a couple of the seasons are based on ninja and samurais. And I'm going to cover both here, since a ninja season might have a samurai ranger, and a samurai season might have a ninja ranger in it. Now, the first season with a ninja aesthetic is Mighty Morphin Season 3. Kind of. But this is it. So the next one to talk about isn't an actual full-length season, but a team we're going to talk about nonetheless, and that's the Alien Rangers. Clearly ninja-inspired suits, and pretty simple, but honestly really good. They are probably the most just straight-up ninja, especially the Black Ranger. And this season is the only one with truly ninja Zords, as the Zords are the Battleborgs, which is just them able to throw hands while big. And then they have the Shogun Zords, which the Mighty Morphin team also used. Now, the Shogun Zords are stylized in animals. They functionally are kind of like ninjas, or I guess shoguns, and can fight. But like I said, the only fully ninja season, due to the Zords being completely within the ninja theme, all the other ninja or samurai seasons have mixed themes, as a lot of seasons of Power Rangers don't perfectly fit into one box, like already seen in this video, but these following seasons more neatly or evenly follow 2 motifs. Like the next ninja themed season, and in my opinion the best ninja season, maybe in all aspects, Ninja Storm. The suits, obviously ninja inspired, are giving us 2 sets of ninja teams, the Wind Rangers, which look more traditionally ninja, and then the Thunder Rangers, still giving ninja, but just a little bit more armor, and a hell of a lot more aura. These guys were so fucking cool when they were evil, but I still love them when they turn good. This season even has its own Samurai Ranger, with his Rock Lee-inspired Super Samurai mode. Surely, Super Samurai always delivers in this series. Our Rangers all even hail from ninja schools, giving us training robe-inspired non-Ranger uniforms for our heroes, a sensei mentor for our team. Now, his design is a little less ninja, but that should all show how ninja this season is, except for the Zords, which is how this usually mixed seasons go, as the season has animal-themed Zords. We got a hawk, a lion, and a dolphin for our main 3, then a rhinoceros and stag beetle for our thunder duo, and then finally, our samurai has a swallow-inspired Zord, as well as a plethora of sphere-related add-ons that add in a whole host of animals represented in this season. This season is definitely up there in terms of aesthetic and design. All the Ranger suits and Zords all hit and complement each other super well. While not all under the same aesthetic, everything feels coherent. So, the next full season for this is Power Rangers Samurai. This being the reverse of the Ninja Storm ratio, with this one having 5 Samurai Rangers and then 1 Ninja-inspired Ranger, with the Samurais being more elitist, with the Ninja Ranger having to get things for himself, which feels a little more accurate to history. This season, they also have a sensei mentor, but all he does is get on his knees for one Ranger. But the suits for this season look amazing. With the Ranger suits even looking like gis, which is a great touch. The kanji on the helmets is amazing. Then the Zords this season are origami, which is not ninja or samurai deliberately, but super cool. But the Zords themselves are animal-inspired, except for the Blue Ranger's Dragon Zord. But the animals shown in this are the lion, turtle, bear, and ape for our main group. And then the Gold Ranger comes in with an octopus-inspired Zord, one of the more unique Zords, which I really like. Then also has beetle, tiger, and swordfish. Love the Zords for this season, but this season sucks as an actual show, so I'm just going to stop talking about it. Now for a also not good, but this was the kind of bad I actually was able to enjoy, with Ninja Steel. This season's biggest connection to the ninja motif is its focus on ninja stars, the source of their powers, their morphers, weapons, even their helmet visors. Then they also have unmorphed uniforms reminiscent of ninja outfits. But if they were leather, But the Zords are the most disconnected batch of Zords I've ever seen. And honestly, I don't like them. It's way too disconnected for me to enjoy. The main 5 have a robot, a dragon, a dump truck, a dog, and a train. No cohesion. I'm trying to collect all the Power Rangers Zords. This one really isn't at the top of my list to get my hands on. Our Gold Ranger this season has a Bull and Bull Rider Megazord. Then they also have a Lion and Elephant Zords. Oh, and a fucking UFO Zord. Just a mess. But that is all the Ninja and Samurai themed seasons. Now, for the final season I've yet to mention, this season is probably the best vehicle-based season, but it's also just as equally animal-based themed, and that is Power Rangers RPM. The name is the first giveaway, RPM. But the suits have my favorite vehicle-based elements with the tires on the arms and legs, that we even see how we use them. Then the suits have seatbelts on them. Their helmets even look like they're Zords in car form. Their final attack is loading up the Yellow Ranger's main weapon like a Hot Wheel and shooting it down the Red Ranger's sword that looks like the road. Then all their Zords are supposed to represent different vehicles, including a Wheel Zord. But if you have eyes, you can see the animal influence all over the place. Some of the best helmets, and it's because of how they incorporate the animal design in it. Also, their numbers even look like they're animals. And while, yes, the Zords are supposed to look like different vehicles, they have animal heads or faces with big anime googly eyes. We got a red eagle, blue lion, which up until making this video, I thought was like a bear or something. But it turns out the yellow is the bear. Then there's the green shark and the black wolf for the main 5, or main 3, but then very soon added 4th and 5th. Then we got a crocodile, a woolly mammoth, a T-Rex in the least T-Rexy way this show has ever done. Then our 6th and 7th Rangers join in, and they add a whale, falcon, and tiger. I think this is the only whale Zord, and it with the tiger might be the only flying Zords not based on flying animals, which I think is pretty neat. So, those are all the Power Ranger motifs, broadly, in my opinion. Definitely learned there's no point in trying to make 4 boxes to shove all the Power Ranger seasons in, because some of the seasons make that impossible. But what's the best motif in all of Power Rangers? It's dinosaurs. Come on now. No flops, an all-time great season, the best Zords all around. It just always seems to hit to some degree. I get some fans have seen enough, and I get that, but I'm always down for more Dino. Now, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite things about Power Rangers is the diverse themes the seasons have. I desperately want the show to have another magic-based themed season. Multiple seasons have magic in them, but only one dedicated magic season. We need to get that number up. And then just other themes. I get why they didn't do it here in the West, but Dawn Brothers being the most unique looking Sentai could be fun to see in Power Rangers. And God knows, I would have loved to have seen a full season based on Q Ranger. But I digress. But what's your favorite motif that Power Rangers has used? And also, what's your favorite Power Ranger season aesthetically? What other Power Ranger topics would you want to see me cover? Comment that down below. Also, go ahead and like and subscribe while you're down there. But thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep gaming. And fuck Nico Harrison. And fuck Jerry Jones.